What is going on, everyone? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we have an ending explained of episode 4 of The Bad Batch. What exactly happened there at the ending, who was FENNEC Shan talking to, and what exactly was going on. I may or may have not just spoiled the actual episode with a really important appearance there in that little intro right there, but there are spoilers to The Bad Batch, so click off now if you haven't seen it. That's pretty obvious, though. So I think this overall episode was actually pretty great, even though there's a lot of mixed feelings about it. Some people call it filler. I hate the word filler. I hate the term filler to call it a filler episode. I didn't really think it was all that much a filler episode. It still continued on the story while setting up pretty much an overall plot for the entire season of what we're exactly going to see here with FENNEC Shan and her possible bounty hunting mission, who she's possibly working for. As we see there at the end, she's talking to somebody at the end there, which leads on to a lot of cool speculations, theories, and predictions for who we can later on see in the Bad Batch episodes and series. Of course, I think all of those theories and predictions are really awesome, which we're about to jump into and talk about a little bit here, but they do kind of scare me in a way that this kind of limits the show in a way to only one season, even though it could be multiple seasons. I'm really hoping that it is multiple seasons. We hopefully with season 2, season 3, season 4, so on and so on, much like Star Wars Rebels or Star Wars The Clone Wars. So who the heck was FENNEC Shan exactly talking to at the end of the episode? Why was she hunting down Omega or Omega? Go comment down below what you say, how you pronounce it. I did mention a few names in the breakdown video. Also go check that out on this channel. It's like one of our most recent videos here. Go check that out. Go show some love and support to that. So the names I did drop into that video there and that I mentioned in that video are a couple of my favorite, okay? Who is after Omega and who wants her? There's 4 possible outcomes of that. The first one being the Kaminoans. So as we know, in the Kamino, they are pretty protective of Omega, it seems like, in some cases, in some scenarios, as we see them controlling doors and just watching her on the security cameras to make sure she's okay and gets away okay when she's in episode 1 escaping with the Bad Batch off of Kamino from Crosshair. So that is the first option. It could be the Kaminoans that are after her and want her back for a possible phase 3 clone trooper or some sort of soldier like that. It would probably be for some sort of force-sensitive clone trooper at that, which would bring Starkiller into this whole canon spectrum of things in the Star Wars universe, which I think would be really cool. It's one of my most favorite theories and predictions out there. This one is for sure one of my most favorite. The second prediction or theory of who could be after Omega, who is hiring FENNEC Shan, and who is she talking to there at the end of the episode, who wants Omega, is the Empire. It's kind of a generic one, but there's really no particular reason that they're going to want her unless they know the Kaminoans' needs and means for her. And I think even at that, if the Empire did get their hands on Omega, I think that they would be like, oh yeah, we got her, yeah, we don't exactly know what to do with her because we can't clone her, we don't know how to do that, we need the Kaminoans for that, and they already portrayed the Kaminoans by capturing her themselves. It really just feels like one of those things, just kind of futile, kind of useless. I don't exactly know why the Empire would have any motives to be after her. They don't even know she probably exists at that. Alright, counting down to number 2 of who could exactly be after Omega, the theory, the predictions that many people have been speculating and mentioning is Cad Bane. Now, yes, I know technically Cad Bane is actually dead at this point, but that's actually happening in an unfinished Clone Wars episode that we all know of that never got released, never rendered, or anything like that. It was a showdown between Boba Fett and Cad Bane. Like I just mentioned, the episode was never actually finished, but it featured a really cool showdown between Boba Fett and Cad Bane, and it showed how Boba Fett actually got the dent in his helmet as he was wearing the Boba Fett Jango Fett armor and Cad Bane's death. They're both shooting at each other at the exact same time, resulting in the death of Cad Bane and then resulting in the dented helmet that we all know and love of Boba Fett. I know some people still actually consider those canon, but because they were never actually officially released in the Clone Wars episodes, I really personally don't consider those canon because they were never actually put out there and released. Technically not even finished all the way. So I really don't count them as canon, so I'm pretty sure, and I like to presume, that Cad Bane is still out there and there's still some sort of maybe possible explanation for the dent in Boba Fett's helmet. But like I just mentioned, as much as I love this unfinished episode and this whole showdown, it's not finished, and it's something that they could finish and then they could put into this Bad Batch show. It's kind of like the same animation style and all of that. Of course, the graphics and all that are upped and more advanced as we, go on with technology, I guess, and it just becomes way more better with how it looks. The way I like to see how this whole idea goes down is that Cad Bane hired FENNEC Shan, and if FENNEC Shan goes after Omega, she actually does succeed in capturing Omega, brings her back to Cad Bane, and then mind you that Cad Bane is actually working for the Kaminoans as they do want Omega back for the Phase 3 clone trooper or some sort of cloning process. It's really a lot like we see in Attack of the Clones, where that Count Dooku is sent from Palpatine to go kill Padme, and Count Dooku sends Jango Fett to go kill Padme, who Jango Fett then sends Zam Wellson. Zam Wellson sends a droid who sends these space alien worms. It's just like a long chain or a long line, a long process of getting this person hunted down, captured, or or murdered. Anyway, like I just mentioned, FENNEC Shand succeeds in capturing Omega, brings Omega back to Cad Bane. Cad Bane betrays FENNEC Shand and shoots her, and then is actually rescued by Boba Fett, like we see in The Mandalorian, actually. It would probably go down in some sort of way like that. I see it in a really cool way, some way I would really like to see it. Or that there is the actual showdown between Cad Bane and Boba Fett. Boba Fett says, you know, something along the lines of let her go or something like that, kind of like we see Obi-Wan say to Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. But yeah, that would be the second possible prediction or theory of who exactly hired FENNEC Shand to go capture Omega. And from there, it kind of perfectly bleeds right into the final theory or prediction of who hired FENNEC Shand, which of course would be Boba Fett himself. And I don't think that Boba Fett would hire FENNEC Shand to go capture Omega because he wanted her for the Kaminoans or the Empire or something like that. I think that Boba Fett would hire FENNEC Shand to go grab Omega for himself, as it's like one of his last remains of his father. His father's been killed by Mace Windu, been murdered by Mace Windu, and he wants some sort of last feeling of his father. I'd probably also argue that I'm pretty sure Boba Fett probably doesn't agree with this whole order of Order 66 and how the clone troopers are being treated. I mean, these are like brothers to him. So quite honestly, with that, in my own opinion, I think if for anything he's going to want to work against the Kaminoans and against the Empire, I think he's just going to see them all as the same, working together even though they're not. It also kind of gives us a further explanation for FENNEC Shand and Boba Fett's kind of like relationship, I guess we can call it, that we see in The Mandalorian Season 2. Just the way their fighting style and the way they work together seems to be quite in sync, and seems like they've gone on a couple missions before together. So in my opinion, I think this would be the perfect opportunity of where we could actually see that happen in the Bad Batch show. And it would also be really cool to give that explanation of seeing Boba Fett once again. Honestly, maybe I just am a Boba Fett fanboy and I just want to see him again and again. Go down, comment down below. I love to hear what you guys think about this. Who do you think FENNEC Shand is actually working for, and what she wants with Omega, or who could possibly want what with Omega? Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy it, as it really does help the channel, and to hit that subscribe button, stick around for other future videos, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Check out our Instagram, Unofficial Star Wars, for more news, memes, facts, and all types of other Star Wars content. And until next time, the Force will be with you always. Peace out.